get started. Thank you everyone for being here today. Today we're here to talk about the school-based violence intervention program being expanded here to Del Norte High School by the Albuquerque Community Safety Department. Today you will be hearing from Mayor Tim Keller, Del Norte High School Principal Ed Bordot, ACS Director Jody Escabel, and ACS Deputy Director of the Violence Intervention Program, Jasmine Desiderio. With that, I will go ahead and turn it over to Mayor Keller.
Thank you so much. Well, good morning, and thank you everyone for coming, and it's wonderful to be back at Del Norte High School, where I graduated from pre-K, and the old pre-K playground is now a parking lot. And so, of course, I was born and raised. You can see my house that I grew up in right from this library, so it's good to be back. But we're here, of course, to talk about a program that is now growing in APS, and wonderfully is now also here at Del Norte High School. And this is the school-based violence intervention program. And so Del Norte wonderfully has been the fourth school now that has accepted this program and worked with our team, and now is incorporating this into this school year. Now, this program, of course, is part of a broader effort that we've been working on with respect to Teen Connect. And this is the idea that we want to keep our teens engaged in a number of ways. One is just active and busy with all sorts of after school and summer programs and basketball tournaments. But the other side also acknowledges the realities that our teens are exposed to guns and exposed to violence. And so what we want to do is make sure that even in a school setting that we have opportunities for those kids to pull out and sort of have a second chance to leave that cycle of violence that they may have been in the past. And so what this program really is about is interrupting that cycle of violence and setting up the kids for future success. And so we know that violence should never be acceptable and it should never be a norm, but we also know that we have to acknowledge where we're at and show kids and the rest of our community that there is a different path and that we're not giving up ever on our high schoolers. So the Student Violence Intervention Program basically involves a set of intervention specialists, and they actually work with a set of teens who have had some issues, maybe in the criminal juvenile justice system, and they have their own sort of separate program or elective class. And those kids are actually in a program that has folks who are formerly incarcerated and also provides support for their families. So we're going to go into it in more detail, but the idea is to really mix, hey, there's a path that you're going down that is not healthy, there's an alternative path, and we will help you on that alternative path, especially with services that you may need that's driving you towards a lot of violent activities. So there's a lot of psychology involved in this, but there's also a lot of history. This is Albuquerque's version of what was originally known as ceasefire in Los Angeles. And we are... Should we wait for announcements? Because I'm almost done.
Juniors and seniors, you can go in there starting at 9:40.
College fair,
Freshmen
nice.
and sophomore, your time will be at 10:20. You don't want to miss out on this. This is a wonderful opportunity. Again, the college fair today in the auxiliary gym.
All right. Okay, so this program, I totally lost my train of thought. But basically, here's is a reminder of what this does. These students in this program have seen an 80%
Pertaining to the college fair, students, check in with your teachers before reporting to the college fair. Thank you.
It's important. Okay. All right, so the kids who are in this program have seen, oh yeah, I do remember. So this is based on ceasefire, which is from Los Angeles. Violence intervention is common in around 23 cities, but Albuquerque and APS are the first school district and city to actually pair this, especially for teens. And so it's already in 3 high schools, and this is the 4th. And what we have seen is tremendous results. In fact, we tell the folks who are in other cities that actually what we've learned is the sooner you do violence intervention work age-wise, the more effective it is. So this is groundbreaking nationally. And what people are excited about is there's an 80% decrease in people's criminal recidivism or continued criminal activity, and there's an 80% increase in their grades. So this is actually one of the most effective juvenile crime fighting tools that we have, not only in the state, but in the country. That's why we want it in every high school, but that's also why we're so grateful that it is starting here at Del Norte. So with that, let's bring up the principal. Principal
Mr.
Ed Ortot. Yeah.
Thank you. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Mayor of Albuquerque, Tim Keller, and I would like to thank the city of Albuquerque. And that's just being an ABC community school. We do have a lot of integrated student supports. And so this is another resources that will help our students in a positive opportunity to make sure that they have a positive outlet and a reach to help them to have a positive results within their education, within their life, within their pursuit of bettering themselves. And so, again, I'd like to thank the VIP program for that, and I would like to thank the city of Albuquerque. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Principal.
Sure. Good morning, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. I'm Jody Escabel. I'm the director of Albuquerque Community Safety. School-based, the Violence Intervention Program was created to proactively engage youth in schools, preventing violence before it escalates, removing the obstacles that limit their opportunities. What does that mean? We understand that our youth is facing so many different challenges, and so we're trying to remove those obstacles in a way with really connecting with our youth, really understanding and meeting where their families are at, what's going on at home, what's going on at school. We have an amazing team of intervention specialists that really connect with the kids in a different way. They're able to relate to the kids in a different way, which I think is really important with our youth, but also to help guide them away from maybe the temptations of the decisions that they have been making. This program focuses on healing and prevention, working side by side with our youth to stop the violence before it starts. And that just creates a better space for the entire city. We're really intervening. The youth is our future. I know that we all know that, but to really create a different space for them is so important for our entire community. Today, over 80 students are enrolled in school-based violence intervention. And this past year, 83% of our students have graduated the program, which means, as Mayor mentioned, this is one of the most successful ways to connect with our youth. We have 83% graduation rate, meaning we're helping our youth graduate, move forward. I know I'm not trying to steal Jasmine's thunder, but I know that we're going to talk about one of our students that is now even working for the city. And so it's beyond just school. We are really trying to create support around our community, really diving in, really hugging the community in a way that we haven't before for our youth. Our program continues to evolve because the needs of our youth are complex. In a bit of transparency and in a moment of not aging myself too much, but 20 years ago, I myself would have benefited from this program. I know I've said this before, but I would have really benefited from somebody to say, like, hey, let's take a look at what the decisions you're making. And so I'm really thankful. I'm thankful for partners like the principal. APS is an amazing partner in this program, and the city and the mayor and his vision. So I'm really thankful to see Albuquerque evolve in this way to hug the community and our youth. And so thank you for your time, and thank you for everybody.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jasmine Desiderio. I'm the Deputy Director of the Violence Intervention Program. And the School-Based Violence Intervention Program is an innovative public safety model, and it emphasizes care and community to improve school safety. And what that means is when we have our partnership and collaboration with the Albuquerque Public Schools is really to identify students at risk early, so we're able to provide intervention support, which also comes with mentorship and connecting them to wraparound services. So we're able to intervene and break the cycles of violence. With trained intervention specialists embedded on school campuses, we are actually able to provide each student participant a consistent and personalized help so that they're able to intervene in violence or address or identify any type of root causes. What we've done and what we've seen with the school-based violence intervention program in the past 2 years, kids who have been involved in the program have seen an average of 1.4 months between violations of major school offenses on through APS. And also, we've seen at West Mesa High School some student participants, their grades have increased as well as suspensions drop. Sorry about that. And like Jody had mentioned, this past school year, we had 5 of 6 of our senior graduates from their respective schools, one of which actually has done very well academically, and they were able to graduate early. And one does now work for the city of Albuquerque. So we've seen the benefits of what this program can offer to the students as well as to the school campuses. So we're very thankful to have been expanding into Del Norte High School, as well as our continued partnership with the Albuquerque Public Schools. And I also want to emphasize that the school-based violence intervention program shows that investing in mentorship and care can break the cycles of violence, address root causes, and also lead to new opportunities for the students. Thank you.
That's it for our speakers. Do we have any questions? Go ahead.
I'm Kayla DePauli, KRQE. Can you please elaborate on the successes, like any data? Can you explain the graduation rate? Is that someone graduating from this program or from the high school?
Sure, yes. So the students that are in our program, of course, are from freshmen to seniors, and those who are in our programs that are classified as seniors, 80% of them are eligible to graduate with our support.
When is this? Oh, sorry. With West Mesa, is there any data besides the graduation rate and suspension rates going down, grad rates going up? Is there data showing that the violence at the school has gone down?
Yes, we've actually seen at West Mesa High School that the statistic that I offered before, so students who have been in our program for more than 2 years or over the course of 2 years have seen a decrease in their major school violations and their minor school violations. And for those in our program for more than 2 years have seen that difference between 14.4 months between major violations.
Can you explain that? Sorry, just a little bit more. The 14.4 months, what is
So if our students are in our program for more than 2 years, we've seen that those students have not reoffended or committed another major school violation on campus. Yeah?
Good. Did you?
How does the program operate within the school? Is it like a class that students are participating in during the school day, or is it an extracurricular?
Yes. So the way our program currently operates right now, especially within West Mesa and Atrisco High School, we do have an elective course. So students do have this SBVIP program on their school schedule, and they're allowed to participate, and our curriculum does focus on life skills.
Any other questions?
For anyone, are other schools applying for this? Where's the funding coming from? Plans to expand? Anything along
Here.
those lines?
So the funding is primarily from the city, and we know that to expand it, we have to have some additional funding, and it's also it has to be sort of sanctioned by the principal. So I really appreciate principals who are inviting this program into their school. So the long story short is it's city funded, but it's principal invited, and we would love to have it in every high school, but we don't have enough funding to actually do that. And we also are in discussions with principals at different parts of the city, but the ask we've made to the state for the last 2 years is for the state to actually fund this program as part of general education or juvenile justice work. And so we're going to continue to do that in the next legislative session. So to really make this expand, we've got to have it sort of be state funded, like all of our education work. And so the city is trying to essentially show proof of concept, and I think we're absolutely doing that. And we'll continue to expand as best we can with the resources we have.
One more question for you. With these specially trained interventionists, how's that workforce supply going? with social workers, you know, being
Mm-hmm.
in high demand?
I can try it, but do you know?
Yeah.
Jasmine's the expert.
Great. So our intervention specialists that are on school campus, we've actually seen an increase of applications over the course of a year. So we are not seeing a low supply of folks who are interested. A lot of employees that we hire to work within the schools also come from schools, have the background. Some have worked with APS before, others do have backgrounds in social work, but what we're trying to do is ensure that we have the right people here in the school that they're able to support the students. So there is no low supply of folks that we're looking for.
Anything else? Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for coming to complete
Thanks,
it.
you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you too.